What's going on, Inspirators? It's your boy Tony D from TonyDoyleInspires.com. Popping in here once again with another manifesting video for you. So happy that you guys stopped in the Inspirate channel today. Got a really special treat for you, and I think it's something that you're going to be interested in. We talked before, and there's several other videos on this channel about manifesting. And especially about prosperity and money mindset type of things. This is going to be another thing to increase your money set point. Okay, if you guys are not familiar with my teachings, we all have a set point, a point inside our own mindset to which we allow money to accumulate in our lives. Okay, I told you about my work with Marissa Peer and figuring out some money blocks and things like that, but we all have them based on basically based on our relationship with money growing up, our parents' relationship with money, and limiting beliefs that we believe we may have heard along the way, whether in school or from our parents, or wherever it might be. But we all have that, okay? So we all currently have a set point, a maximum amount. So what we like to do, and we've talked about some other great techniques for increasing that. I gave you Abraham's technique of putting the $100 bill in your pocket and spending it multiple times in a day. If you would do that, I promise you your money set point would increase. Okay, there's several other techniques as well, and I want to introduce a brand new one to you right now. I doubt if very many people out there have heard of this yet, and it's going to take just a little bit of setup, okay? But it's amazing the things that it could unlock for you in your life if you would do it, okay? As with all things, the power is in the practice, right? Those things that we practice and focus on expand. Right? So it's not about the knowledge, it's about the application. So let's get you a little knowledge base first, then we'll show you how to do this. But so the idea of this manifesting game is based around the Fibonacci sequence. Who out there knows about Fibonacci sequence, a mathematics game? So I definitely suggest, just for your own knowledge base, that you Google Fibonacci and the Fibonacci sequence. It is a natural state, a sequence. They call it the God sequence or nature's code. And you will see that lots of things in nature are built on this sequence of numbers. Okay, mathematics. We talked before about some other mathematical things. I definitely believe in that, and even Abraham has said that this grid that's filling in, it's based on mathematics. Okay, so and we know that. If you guys are into science at all, we know that math is the beautiful science at the bottom of all those things. It kind of fits the blueprint. And can describe, in the universal type of a language, what's going on. So, that being said, let's talk about Fibonacci sequence. All right, so Fibonacci was a mathematician. His name was actually Leonardo. We call him Fibonacci based on a sequence that he brought to us. He did not discover it, but he did bring it to Western civilizations, especially. Along with different types of arithmetic. He was a mathematician. All right, so Fibonacci sequence. So basically here is the sequence, okay? This is how you figure it out. And you will see, like I said, this sequence is found in nature everywhere, right? It's how seeds propagate. It's the petals on the flower. It's so many different things. Like I said, please do your research and check out Fibonacci sequence. This video isn't specifically about Fibonacci, but we do want to use this natural progression in our manifesting game. Okay, for one, because it's fun, and for two, because it is something within nature, a natural progression of mathematics that already exists. So we're going to tap right into that. Similar to Tesla and the 369 sequence. If you saw my another one of the videos here on the channel, if you haven't seen that, go check that out as well. But this one we're going to base on the Fibonacci sequence. So here is the sequence of Fibonacci. If it's been too long, you guys can't remember how that sequence comes about, this is the deal. So whatever number you start with, okay, say you start with 1, what you do is you add the two numbers together. Okay, so you're going to add the number that you have currently and the previous one all along a sequence. So if we were just doing ones, we'd 1, right? And then if we're going to go for the second number, because it's 1 plus and we have nothing there, so it's a 0, 1 plus 0 is still 1. Okay, but now we have a 1 and a 1. So the third number in the sequence would be 1 plus 1, which is 2. So the first 3 digits in the Fibonacci sequence starting from 1 is 1, 1, 2. Then it starts expanding exponentially, okay? Because the next number would be a 2 plus a 1, which is a 3, right? And then a 3 plus a 2, which is a 5, okay? And you can see how it would just keep expanding onto 8, onto 13, onto 21, onto 33, 54, and so on and so forth, okay? So we are going to take that pattern, okay? So remember, what we're doing is adding the current number we're on plus the last one. That's Fibonacci sequence, okay? We're going to make that into a manifesting game, and I would challenge you to do this for an entire month. But let me show you at least how to do it for a week. Okay, let me roll up my sleeves here so we can get to work. All right, I don't know if you can see this board. There's kind of looks like a weird glare there. Can you see the word manifesting game that I wrote across the top there? All right, so check it out. Here's what we're going to do. This is the game. This is the game. So it's similar to Abraham's game, where you in your mind, you're going to simulate buying different things. Okay, remember in Abraham's game, you take a real $100 bill, you put it in your pocket as you're walking down the street, as you're in the mall, as you're online. You spend that same 100 a bunch of times, right? So what that does is it knows that you have a physical 100, so your mind state doesn't block the fact that that's not possible, because you know it's possible for you, and it increases your ability to see things that may cost $100 or less and actually see yourself buying them, okay? So that's a great one to start off with, and I would suggest you do that. This one can get wild pretty fast, and I'm just going to, I'll show you the first week, and then I'll multiply it out for you and let you know. So we're going to do a similar thing to that. Once again, we're going to use the Fibonacci sequence. We're going to start with that same $100, okay? So here's what we do. Over the course of a week, every single day, here's your assignment. Using the Fibonacci sequence number that corresponds to that day, your job is to spend mentally that dollar amount to the penny, okay? To the penny. So that means if you spend it and you add it up, and I'm talking about you have to get this priced out. You have to know exactly how much it's really going to cost, right? So you're going to spend it to the penny. We're not going to include tax at all. We're not rounding up for tax. We're not doing any of that. We're going to spend based on the price listed. And then what you could do, say you do have a couple extra dollars, you can always do a tip. You are always encouraged to pay tithing with that or donate that to a homeless person, something like that. You can do that, okay? Now, this being said, this adds up very quickly, and you're going to see why. See, if we start with $100, Okay, let's see if my marker will work here. So if we start with $100, the Fibonacci sequence, so this is Monday, right? So if we start on a Monday with $100, our job is to sit down and price out something that we really want. Remember, this is going to be a fun game. So it's something that you really want for $100. Doesn't have to be one thing, could be 5 little things. Okay, but you have to spend all the way down to the penny. Okay? And you have to list it down. So you're going to write out exactly what you bought and how much each thing costs, and it has to add up to $100. Okay? Day 2, Tuesday, Fibonacci sequence says that 100 plus 0 is 100. So the second day you would also have 100. You're going to do the same thing. Okay? Now it's going to start manifesting bigger and bigger amounts here, and this is going to get you more comfortable with big amounts. And let's just see what it does as we follow the sequence out, right? So in this first week, you spend $100, you spent another $100 on Tuesday. On Wednesday, you've got $200 to spend. Okay? To the penny. What you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Okay? Fibonacci sequence says you add this plus this. So on Thursday, you're going to have $300 to spend. Okay? Let's go ahead and multiply it out. This and this says that Friday we'll have $500. Going to buy something for $500. What can we buy for $500? By the time Saturday rolls around, it's starting to really roll. We're up to $800, right? Who here wants to go out and just spend $800 on something right now? What do you need? New washing machine? What do you want? Okay. A new bike? $800. Let's go get something. But on Sunday, look what happens. On Sunday, Sunday's fun day, right? $1,300 on Sunday. Okay? Now that's just 1 week. That's 1 week. So look at that. So $1,300 we spent on Sunday, $800 on Saturday, $500 on Friday, $300 on Thursday, $200 on Wednesday, $100 on Tuesday, and we started off with our initial $100. Guess what? We spent $3,300 in the first week. Okay? So that's awesome. If you have done the Abraham thing and you got used to being able to spend $100 like pocket change, which is the idea of that, let's move on to this. Okay? Now, if you are a little further along and your money set point is a little bit higher, maybe you work in a job where money changes hands a lot, so you've seen some. Guess what? Using Fibonacci sequence, this expands out quickly. And like I said, I'd like to see some of you guys go for a full month. Here are the numbers. And once again, it follows the same pattern. I'm not going to write it all on the board, but I'll let you know. If you were to do this for a second week, it would start out at $2,100 on Monday. Tuesday would increase to $3,300. Wednesday would be $5,400. Right? On Thursday, $8,700. What are you going to buy for $8,000? Remember, you got to spend it to the penny. We're not saving it. We're not hoarding it. You can buy physical objects. You could buy courses. You could buy, intellectual things. So you could enroll in college, but you have to know to the penny how much that semester is going to cost, and know that you have enough that day to buy it. Okay? We're not saving money. None of that. Okay? It's about increasing the flow and the set point. Guess what happens on Friday of that week? You're up to $14,100. $14,000 on Friday. That's nothing though, because on Saturday you've got another $22,800 to spend. And on Sunday fun day, $36,900. $36,000, almost $37,000 to spend on Sunday. What are you going to buy? Okay, this is awesome because it gets you thinking bigger and better things. Pretty soon, you're manifesting that castle and it feels like you can do it because you've got the money. Pretty soon, you're going and paying cash for the car that you've always wanted, right? A house, a car. What else? What could you buy? An island? Well, pretty soon, because guess what? If you go on to the third week, you're talking $59,700, $96,000 to spend on Tuesday. Moving on to Wednesday, guess what happens? Exponential numbers. You're looking at $186,000. What can we buy with that? You know, so pretty soon, very quickly, it has increased your mindset to a point where you're imagining things you may have never imagined before, because the job of the game is for you to spend every penny of that. Like I said, now you can break it down. You don't have, it doesn't have to be on one thing. But here's a little caveat. You can't buy the same thing twice. Okay? You can pay off debt, but once that's paid off, then what are you going to acquire? You can also buy things for other people. That's perfectly legitimate. So we're looking at what would you do if you were given week 3, Sunday Fun Day week 3 is $1,070,800. If you came in on a Sunday and you had $1 million and it was your requirement to spend that day, no saving, no anything, what are you going to buy? What are you going to buy? All right, and just multiplying it out just for fun, if you did that for the entire month, the fourth week starts with $1,732,000. Day 2 is $2,803,000. Day 3 is $4,535,000. $7,338,000. $11 million on Friday. $19 million on Saturday and Sunday Fun Day of week 4. 1 month into this process is $31,087,600. What could you buy? So, if you were to do this for that first week, it would be awesome. And I really want you guys to at least try that. Like I said, you'll end up spending in your mind $3,300. Okay? If you've got bigger things on your dream board, go ahead and move that up, because the second week, this is how exponential this is. The second week, you end up spending a total of $93,300. All right? But that's nothing, because if you go on to week 3, we're talking about $5,767,000. Bigger income, bigger impacts. What can you buy? You can be Oprah Winfrey and start your own school. What could you do with that? You know? And that's absolutely blown away. By week 4 alone is $78 million, $385,000. So, what are you going to do? All in all, if you were to do this for a month, you are looking at $81,448,900 in this first month using the Fibonacci sequence. So we're going to call this the Fibonacci Manifesting Game. And please comment down below if you're willing to try this out and let me know how it works for you. I'm telling you right now, this is a great way to increase your money mindset and to honestly just start thinking bigger outside the box, okay? Look at this as it's your job to spend this. You're going to write down everything you buy. If you need to price check, you're going to do that. It's going to become so real for you. And I'm telling you, if you get to week 2 and week 3 where the money starts really expanding, your mindset's going to expand with it. And with that increased set point, you're going to allow more abundance into your life in the means of prosperity. So this game is really for folks who are able to appreciate abundance in a lot of areas, but maybe still struggle with the little money mindset issues, right? Okay. So if you're like super depressed and you can't see yourself even having the initial 100, go back to the Abraham Hicks initial $100 manifesting game. It'll be great for you, okay? It'll be great. You'll be able to expand your mind up to having $100 as pocket change, being able to buy things on a whim for $100 or less, okay? Once you're past that and you can appreciate you've got abundance in other areas, right? But for some reason, that sticky little money thing always gets us. Just can't allow over a certain amount. And I alluded to it earlier, but remember in a different video, I told you about my work with Marissa Peer, and we did some regression things. And anyway, found out that I had a money block based on the total amount of money that I know that my dad ever made in a year. And, you know, my dad being my hero, I would not allow myself to think that I was better than him or I deserved more money than him in any kind of way. And I had a money block at $75,000 for my entire life. Entire life. Like, anytime I got ready to get more than that, I would sabotage it. I would, you know, all kind of different things. So it's very interesting to see those money blocks and where you put that money set point. This is a great way to increase that ceiling, all right? So I challenge you to do this. Let me know down below if you're going to do it, or go to the Facebook group of the same name, NSPR8, NSPR8. As always, if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell symbol. That'll give you notifications every day when we put out a new video. As always, if you like it, please do give it a thumbs up. Actually works with the algorithm here on YouTube for this to become a suggested video for like-minded folks who might be interested in it and not know to subscribe. And then finally, as always, if you love it, the best way to share it is to share it directly. Go ahead and email that out to your friends, put it in your social media networks, whatever platform you might want to be on. So I appreciate you guys once again popping in the NSPR8 channel. I hope this is very helpful, and I hope you guys take me up on this challenge. Fibonacci Manifesting Game. Let's blow the lid off of your money mindset. That set point needs to be about, 100 times higher, all right? All right, remember, you are worthy, okay? You're worthy. There's not even a question about it, okay? Go ahead and do this, and let me help you knock that part out, because you should be living an abundant life, okay? Whatever you believe as far as God, either you're a son or daughter of God, or you're a piece of God, or you're God themselves, right? Either way, if you are one with the universe and source energy, we are on this earth to be abundant, to manifest, and to spread our energy everywhere, right? Money's just energy. So let's knock these little set points, these little things that are limiting us, these limiting beliefs. We need to get rid of them, and this is a great way to do it around money. So try this game out, all right? Let me know how it works for you. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed, do that. And I'm going to leave you with that. You guys already know about the NSPR8 motto. If you're not inspired, you're just not looking around enough. We're abundant in so many ways. Let yourself be abundant. Quit blocking yourself. Use some of these games and let me know how it works. All right, until tomorrow, sending you peace and love.